Testosterone acetate. It is the fastest and most aggressive laboratory-produced version of the male hormone your body naturally produces, bound to an acetate ester. Because the ester chain is very short, it enters the bloodstream within seconds and has an extremely brief half-life in the body, which means you need to inject almost every single day. Athletes use this drug to push testosterone levels far beyond what the body can naturally produce, increase protein synthesis, and achieve an aggressive muscle mass gain in a short period of time. Because it clears the body quickly due to its short ester, it also becomes the go-to choice for those trying to dodge doping tests. But here's what it's doing to you behind the scenes. Beyond the abscesses and tissue damage from daily injections, the way this drug throws your blood hormone levels onto a roller coaster will absolutely wreck your mind. Side effects, like the sudden spike in estrogen it causes, will trigger severe mood disorders. It is one of the most aggressive drugs out there, the one that triggers gynecomastia risk the fastest, turns your skin into an acne field overnight, and can permanently shut down your testicles. Trenbolone. It is essentially a veterinary drug developed to bulk cattle up to massive sizes before slaughter. It carries an anabolic and androgenic rating exactly 5 times stronger than testosterone. In short, it is the absolute peak of anabolic drugs. It is used to burn fat while simultaneously building muscle mass that would be impossible to achieve naturally, eliminating water retention and achieving what you might call that spiderweb look. By maxing out nutrient efficiency, it channels every single nutrient that enters your body directly into muscle tissue. But unfortunately, the young guys cracking jokes about this drug on social media have absolutely no idea that it will turn you into a zombie. The deadly coughing fits known as tren cough, which burn through the blood vessels in your lungs and leave you gasping for air for minutes at a time, are just the beginning. It completely destroys your sleep. You'll wake up in the night drowning in your own sweat. The most terrifying part is how it disrupts the dopamine and serotonin balance in your brain to such a degree that you'll start displaying violent, aggressive behavior toward the people you love in everyday life for no reason at all. It can push your kidneys to the brink of failure, turning your urine dark. It destroys your respiratory capacity and irreversibly enlarges your heart. By the way, the autopsy reports of the majority of people in the fitness community who have died from anabolic drugs show disproportionate cardiac muscle enlargement. I think there is nothing more to say about this drug, Dianabol, specifically designed in the 1950s to help American athletes compete against Soviet sports figures. It is the oldest and most popular oral steroid known in the history of fitness. It has been modified with a 17-alpha alkylate chain so that it does not break down in the liver too quickly. It is used at the beginning of cycles to achieve a massive weight and strength gain of 5 to 10 kilograms within just a few weeks. It increases protein synthesis and nitrogen retention far above normal levels, meaning that even in very short-term use, it is possible to see fuller, more swollen muscle tissue in the mirror. But contrary to what you've been told in the industry, this drug is the liver's worst enemy. It sends liver enzymes so far off the charts that the organ undergoes a massive toxic poisoning. And what's worse, out of those 10 kilograms you put on with Dianabol, 8 of them are not muscle. It's pure water, bro. That bloated look you see staring back at you in the mirror? Yeah, that's part of it too. Because it aromatizes so heavily, it causes enormous water retention in your body. And as a result, your blood pressure shoots far above normal, carrying a very real risk of heart attack. The risk of male pattern gynecomastia increases significantly, and in the end, the moment you stop the drug, all the edema flushes out of your body, and what you're left with is a liver on the brink of failure and your gynecomastia. Oxandrolone. Its actual purpose is to serve patients experiencing muscle loss, severe burn victims, or people with osteoporosis in the medical world. It is an oral anabolic steroid considered mild compared to others. It is a drug marketed on social media with a lie of zero side effects while cutting. It is used to accelerate fat burning while preserving muscle mass, achieve a dry physique without water retention, and maintain strength levels throughout the process. But appearing mild on paper does not mean the drug is harmless or free of side effects. Oxandrolone brings your good cholesterol to near zero while sending your bad cholesterol through the roof. You know what that means? It clogs your arteries like you're a 60-year-old and brings you to the edge of a heart attack while you're still young. And because it is an oral drug, liver toxicity is still very much in play. The most insidious part? It suppresses your body's natural testosterone production. Milder than other drugs, yes, but it still does. And once you stop, the ability to get and maintain an erection can be completely lost for a certain period of time. Winstrol. It is an incredibly popular drug, available in both injectable and oral pill form. A DHT derivative widely used in the sports world, particularly in athletics and aesthetic bodybuilding. It is also recognized as the infamous drug Ben Johnson was caught using at the 1988 Olympics. Because it has no interaction with estrogen in the body, it causes zero water retention. It is used to strip all the subcutaneous water from under the skin, bring every muscle fiber to the surface, make the veins pop, and lock in that competition-ready podium physique. Winstrol's nickname in the scientific world and behind the podium is joint dryer, bro. It pulls every bit of protective fluid out of your body and joints. Some people who have used this drug have reported actually feeling their joints grinding during joint-heavy movements like squats and bench press. It is an open invitation to permanent tendon tears and knee and shoulder injuries. On top of all that, because it is a DHT derivative, if you carry male pattern baldness in your genetics, visible hair loss that will never grow back can begin as early as the first month of the cycle. In the end, the road that started with the goal of looking dry and vascular in the mirror usually ends with injuries and severe hair loss. Boldenone. Just like trenbolone, it is a veterinary-focused, long-estered injectable steroid developed not for humans but to enhance the performance, muscle mass, and appetite of racehorses. Its structure is very similar to testosterone, but it carries a double bond modification. It is also known among athletes as a clean and slow muscle builder. It is used to build quality muscle tissue gradually, without water retention, and most importantly, to massively increase red blood cell, erythrocyte production in the body, maximizing the oxygen capacity and therefore the endurance delivered to the muscles. Listen, bro, an increase in red blood cells might sound innocent and harmless, but that is not how biology works. Boldenone thickens and heavies your blood to such a degree that it triggers blood clotting at a significantly elevated rate. When your hematocrit levels max out, your heart has to work like mad to pump that thickened blood, which leads to chronic high blood pressure and a very real risk of stroke. And since this drug was made for horses, it stimulates the appetite center in your brain so aggressively that you'll eat whatever you can get your hands on, and that clean bulk you were dreaming of suddenly turns into uncontrolled fat gain. And the fact that it is one of the drugs most responsible for triggering anxiety and panic attacks, those guys selling you cycles will never breathe a word about that. Putting your hormonal system, your liver, and your heart at risk just so you can show off at the beach or on the podium for a few months is not a sign of intelligence. If you're looking to those drugs for salvation without first pushing your natural limits, eating right, and resting properly, then you never understood the philosophy of this sport to begin with. Go drop a comment under the next video and tell me you're staying away from that fake world and exactly how much you've lifted with your own sweat. Otherwise, you'll catch another lashing from me right here and I'll have you wearing those dumbbells on your head. Act accordingly. I'm Mr. Creatine, and yes, it's just creatine.